for your host, Mighty Joe W. What's up, everybody? It is the Mighty Joe W, and I'm coming back finally with episode 4 of the Mighty Joe Show, and I've got so much to cover, so much to talk about. For all of my longtime friends, I'd like to call you all. Thank you for all the support with the piano tutorials, the instrumentals, the gameplay, and everything in between. And if you've never been on my page before, if this is your first time hearing me, I am the Mighty Joe, or Mighty Joe W on YouTube. And I love music and I love gaming, and I like to put the two together, doing different things to entertain and to educate you all with piano tutorials, with the sheet music, MIDI files, with creative instrumentals and pieces of music, different videos. I do gameplay as well. I just like to have fun. But if I could educate and entertain you, I'm happy. If I could give you any advice to make your life better, I'm happy. And that's just kind of my goal with the Mighty Joe Show, to provide that for you. So as you can probably tell, I haven't done a video in a while, and I want to talk about some music and gaming and everything like that, but I think right now it's appropriate to just give some background of what I've been struggling with and what I've seen that helps, what I've been doing that helps me just to get back on track, keep me motivated and trying to get to my goals. Because I know a lot of you guys are YouTubers as well. You're aspiring YouTubers. You want to get to that next level. Some of you may be aspiring entrepreneurs. You have different ideas you're trying to do, but things just keep getting in the way, or you may lose your motivation, or you may just not be feeling it, or you don't feel like you have the time. Just so many things going on, and I just kind of want to touch on that. So with me, I find that I have trouble juggling different things and responsibilities. For example, when you're working, if you're working full-time or part-time, putting in the hours working, it's time consuming. And then if you have something else, like if you have a second job or some second thing that's taking up a lot of time, like if you're really involved in church, for me is playing keys in the church, and I'm called upon a lot to be there, with different events and rehearsals and services and all of that. That can be time consuming. Putting those two together, it can be draining after a while. And once you do have the leisure time to work on videos, like for me personally, I find myself drained. And when I do have that free time, I'm not as excited about putting in more work, because as much as I love doing videos, it takes a lot of time. Brainstorming, coming up with the video, recording the video, editing can take forever depending on what all you're trying to do, exporting, uploading. And I've talked about these things before, getting it shared and then interacting on social media. Then if you're trying to maintain a blog and a website and your social media pages, it's a lot. And that's full-time work in itself, which I love, but it's finding that energy when doing other things. In addition to family and relationships, I'm married, finding the time to pursue my passion and my dream, because I have things I want to do and I know where I want to get, but it's how do I stay motivated during those difficult times? And one of the things that has really helped me is podcasts, listening to a lot of podcasts. And I started off just listening to Steve Austin podcast because he's funny. Stone Cold Steve Austin, past wrestler, great podcast. I started listening to some other wrestling podcasts. But then as I work out in the gym, I work out 5 days a week. I get up in the morning and I just started thinking I need something more. I need some kind of motivation with other things. So if you go to categories with podcasts, you can find different business, finance, fitness podcasts. So I just kind of started going through. So just to read out the ones I'm listening to now, I'm listening to Smart Passive Income by Pat Flynn, which passive income or residual income is money. People say money you can make while you sleep. Basically, an example is AdSense. If you're making YouTube videos or you have a blog, you put the work out there and then you can go to sleep. People could still access those videos, click on your ads or whatever like that while you sleep. While you're not physically having to do a transaction. That's passive income. So I was like, that's interesting, because that's kind of what I'm trying to do, as I'm trying to get to the next level and get my message out there and eventually have products, to have a second income, one that's a passive income. So I've been listening to that, getting a lot of ideas from that. So that's a good one. The Fitcast I've been listening to because, like I say, I've been working out a lot, trying to become a beast, putting on weight, putting on muscle, uh, in the gym lifting. So I listen to that as well. For video games, I've known about IGN's Beyond podcast for so long, but I never really listened to that. So I subscribe to that as well. Haven't really listened to that one that much, but it's on there. Who else? Dave Ramsey. I've always heard of his name. He's another business and finance one. So I used to think, man, how do you listen to podcasts? How do you have the time, whether it's 30 minutes or an hour and a half, to just sit and listen to podcasts? So like I said, what really helped me was getting up and going to the gym in the morning. I'm usually in there about an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours, depending on what the workout is. So that's kind of killing two birds with one stone, being able to work out and listening to a podcast to give me just some kind of motivation, tips, entertainment as well. So I would say if you're not in the podcast, it's definitely worth checking out because you could listen to it while doing anything, while you're just chilling or while you're working or while you're studying, just to kind of have kind of like this, what I'm hoping that if I could get consistent and just put this out every week and keep going. So listening to those podcasts and just hearing different people's routines, their morning routines, and things that you could put in place to make sure you have a successful day. Make sure you're counting what your wins are at the end of the day, things like that. If you're spiritual, getting up, having some quiet time. A lot of people are saying meditation, whether you meditate or pray or just take some time to yourself to really think about what kind of day you want to have. And this is, whether you're working or in school or whatever, just taking that time. One of the guys on the podcast was saying he set his alarm 30 minutes earlier so he could get up and get in the mindset of everything that he wants to do for that day. And interesting thing he said was not to hit the snooze button, because when you hit snooze, you start off your day saying, I'm going to procrastinate. And I was like, man, that's true. So I haven't hit snooze since. We'll see if I can keep that going. But so I'm getting back into it. I'm trying to prioritize with my time so that I'm not getting burnt out with any one thing, and just seeing where I'm wasting time and how I can be more productive when I'm wasting time, which is difficult to do because, like I say, when I get burned out, I feel like, I just want to have some free time, some leisure time to sit back, chill, watch sports, or play video games, something like that, play my PS4. And then that guilt starts to come in, like, you could be working, or you could be making a video, or you could be working on the website, but I have to shut that out sometimes. Just play my PS4 or PS3, enjoy the game, and kind of tell myself I am kind of working. I need to know about the gaming industry. I got to play the games to know. But just kind of dividing up throughout the week how much time I spend doing everything. And that's where I'm at. So here I am. Just hopefully something I said in there can help you out if you have been struggling, and just know that you're not the only one. A lot of whether it's YouTubers, I hear a lot of business people, entrepreneurs, they all struggle with this, and they need some kind of motivation or people around them that they can lean on or talk to, or someone to coach them, or just hearing somebody else's story to let them know that, this is par for the course. This is natural to struggle when you're trying to get to something, especially if you want to do something great. So I just encourage you to keep going. And you guys hold me accountable. I like when people ask, where have you been? Or, where the videos at? Because it reminds me, like, man, people are watching, and I don't want to let anybody down. And I love doing this, so got to find a way to do that. So I had a setback with my computer, with my MacBook, which I hope to eventually upgrade. But I had been using Final Cut Pro X to do all of my video recording and editing, and the copy I had was provided to me from a friend of a friend who I don't know if they're in contact with them anymore, but it was provided to me. Thank you. and I updated my operating system because it was some program I was trying to use and I had to upgrade it. And, they say it's a good idea to keep it up to date anyway. Long story short, after I upgraded it, I couldn't use that version of Final Cut Pro X anymore. I'm like, oh, dang. And like I say, that was a long time ago that I was given those credentials, provided the credentials from a friend of a friend. I don't know if they talk anymore, and I don't know if I could get that back. So I was sitting there like, dang, what am I gonna do? So I thought about going to iMovie or whatever, and I just wasn't sure what I was gonna do. And luckily, I wasn't even looking for it, but I won't tell the whole story, but I was provided with another program, Camtasia 2, and it don't have all the bells and the whistles that Final Cut Pro X has, because that's one of the industry video recording programs, but it has everything I need for what I'm doing, and it takes up a lot. It uses a lot less CPU, and it's less space, and it runs much quicker than Final Cut Pro X. I would need a better computer to run that smoothly. So I'm actually happy about that. So I'm like, okay, I got my video recording program. Now I'm back up in the game. Back in the game. Let me take a drink real quick of water. Oh, that's good. So I'm trying to get to. I want to talk to you guys once a week at least, and really step it up with the gaming and the music, and get back to doing some contests and just coming up with just different creative combinations of music and gaming, stuff that you guys haven't heard before. I've been getting some good feedback on the instrumentals I've been uploading lately, and that makes me happy because I think that's still what I enjoy doing the most, producing. I love producing music, so I would like to get keep doing that. And I'm still learning Logic Pro. I don't use it a whole lot, and when I was producing before, I was using FL Studio along with Reason, and I had gotten really comfortable with those two programs. I was really, really fast with them, but I don't have a PC now. I converted my other laptop to Linux because I was trying to learn some programming and some coding. Yeah, just doing too much. So priorities, I'm trying to narrow everything down and just get back to, what I do. That's music, that's piano tutorials, that's instrumentals, still some gameplay, and whatever else comes along. And getting back on gamesandkeys.com and mightyjoew.com, the site is bad. It's underdeveloped. It's under construction, and you shouldn't go to that. But eventually, I will have all of that where I want it. So that's what I'm looking forward to. That's what I've been up to. And thanks again for all the comments and everything. So let's transition again. Mighty Joe W, music and gaming. I want to talk about some of that. And just, let's see, we'll talk about gaming. The last game I played I actually just played the DLC for Bioshock Infinite, Burial at Sea, Episode 1 and Episode 2. It's a game that you don't want to get spoiled, so that's not what I'm going to do. That game has so many twists and mind-bending endings and all kinds of stuff that'll have you sitting there with your mouth wide open saying, what did I just experience? And I don't think I've ever spent as much time as I have on Bioshock Infinite researching afterwards, trying to figure out what in all heck just happened and putting all the pieces together. And Burial at Sea, man, it took you on a trip, and they went back to the first game and they tied a lot together and still left you a little bit confused and a lot to be interpreted. But I enjoyed it. I enjoy games with great narratives, games that make you think. I don't like just running through enemies for the sake of running through enemies. I get bored very quickly. Like, you gotta draw me in. And Bioshock, each game drew me in. So I enjoyed that. Like I said, I'm not gonna spoil. Actually, it's been out almost 2 years, so I could spoil it if I wanted to, but I don't spoil games. Just if you like games with a bunch of twists, it's creepy. Go ahead and play that. So yeah, I'm finished with that. What else? GTA 5. I finished before I played that on the PS4 version, which I enjoyed a lot. I talked about this on the video before, but I enjoyed it a lot more this time. Everything was great about it except the excessive cursing because I'm family friendly. I don't need to hear all that. But outside of that, man, I had fun with it. So it's a lot more fun with it my second time trying it than the first time because I played it right after The Last of Us. Um, and after that, I actually started because the PlayStation Plus, the free game for January was Infamous Second Light or First Light. I'm thinking Second Son. First, okay. First Light, the DLC, which I started playing, and it didn't hook me. You know, it feels good and everything, good controls and stuff. The game looks good, but the story didn't hook me. I played, what was it, for like 30 minutes or something like that. So definitely gonna go back to it. Um, I don't know. Second Son I liked, but something about that about the Second Son didn't really hook me neither. I don't know. It was a good game, but I don't know. Felt like something was just kind of empty or missing. Yeah. So that's why I'm trying to think. Have I played anything else recently? WWE Immortals that just came out last week or 2 weeks ago or something for tablets. And it's like if you played, I think it was Mortal Kombat or something like that that they had on the iPhone, and whatever. Anyway, all right, let me get my thoughts together. Take another drink real quick of this water. You know, one thing that you guys should do, if any of you guys like producing or want to enter contests, is set up Google Alerts, because I have Google Alerts set up and it tells me. So I have for like remix competition, game contest, PS4 contest. Have all these different Google alerts set up, so I get emails to my Gmail account. So that's how I found out about the contest that I entered and won, like the Tetris Blitz remix contest. Um, and yeah, so I really want to get back to doing some of those. And speaking of music, I know I've talked about this Minecraft album I've been talking about that since August because I pretty much wrote all the songs back then. Thought I would have it out by October, but life happens, and I just just never got around to recording. And shoot, I might write some more songs to go with it because I really wanted to get that out, especially when I was doing Mighty Plays Minecraft every week, so I can have a soundtrack to go along with it. And I've talked to some of you guys that I used to play Mighty Plays Minecraft with regularly, and it looks like we might be getting the crew back together, which I'll look forward to. I would imagine probably in the summer when people out of school and got more time and stuff like that. So if I could finally get that album out leading up to that so we could do some more playing online, get that going, that'd be great. It'd be great. So that's everything that's going on with me. I appreciate the support. Continue watching the videos and hold me accountable, man. Man, hold me accountable. If y'all still on YouTube regularly, check on me, because if you don't see me, I may be struggling, with time or time management or priorities, or just getting this stuff out there, man, or losing motivation at times. Just getting frustrated with not being where I want to be, or trying to figure out how I'm going to get where I want to get. So let's help each other. Let's get to that next level. It's Mighty Joe W. I don't have anything else to say at this time, but you should be hearing from me next week, and I look forward to that. And I'm going to start planning out a little bit what I'm going to talk about, so I'm not just rambling, and eventually start interviewing some people. You know what? Yeah, maybe I can interview some people that work in the gaming industry, or that work with music in the gaming industry, some composers or some producers or things like that, because I have fortunately gotten some contacts that are in the gaming industry because of the contest that I was in, and because of some of the remixes I've made. I've had some people contact me, and that's really cool. So I have some contacts, and we'll see as I continue to go forward if I could bring some value to you. like that. And if you have any questions, leave a comment. Let me know if you have any questions. I probably should have said that at the beginning because I don't know who's going to make it to the end of this. But yeah, if you ever have any questions for me or that have to do with games or music or my opinion on anything or something you want to see, let me know. I want to do my best to provide that entertainment and education for fans of music and gaming. So until next time, take care of yourself, follow your dreams, and be blessed. Peace out.